So the film industry and psychoanalysis go hand in hand because
How? Tell me how.
because films are truly able to capture the psychology of human condition and portray it moreover. So there's so many films that I can talk about. Like you take films by famous people, like Martin Scorsese, or like any of their films, like maybe Inception, maybe The Shutter Island, and you see it from one perspective, but then you realize no, there's another perspective because of the no climax thing. And so if the movie leaves you thinking in the end, the movie did its job. So that's what I believe in. Like a true movie, a true film is something that should leave the person thinking,
Yeah.
at least creatively, for a good amount of time. And that's how you will know that you directed a film that had an effect.
Yeah, and I realized it wasn't planned. I realized, see, in India there is a philosophy of drashya, darshak, and drashta. Okay, drashya means the scene, scenario, and darshak means the observer, the viewer, and drashta is a spiritual level where you observe yourself, observing something, it's a higher level. And I said, normally in movies, there is a gap between the scene and the observer. You are seeing it from outside. So if I ask you, what do you see when you look at a mirror? What do you see?
The reflection, I would say.
No, you don't. When you look at a mirror, you see the mirror. It's only when you look into the mirror you see yourself.
True.
Right. So similarly, I said in these movies, the kind of I experimented with, that let the observer become the participant. You say, aha, okay, now let me see, this is how it should move forward. And when you start doing it, then the gap between the observer and the observed minimizes. And when that gap minimizes, that's when art begins.
Wow.
There is no art before that. There's no art. For example, अपने वो बंदर करते हैं ना, monkeys,
Yeah.
ड्रू
Yeah.
and monkey से कहते हैं अच्छा बताओ जाओगे नहीं जाओगे. No, that's not an art. Why circus is not considered as art?
True. That's very true. No, I see
Right?
the distinction, yes. Yeah.
It becomes art only when the guy who's painting, okay, or when Mozart is playing, he becomes those notes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when the gap is reduced, that's when the art begins. So that's what I tried in Tashkent Files, where the audience becomes the participant, which means you just cannot leave the theater saying, aha, movie's over. Actually, movie has just begun, because when you are climbing down the stairs, when you're driving your car, you're saying, acha, what happened? Acha, this is how it should have been. You come to your own conclusions, you create your own climax. That's so, and I experimented. Everybody said this will not work. There was no songs, no comedy, no action, no violence, no conflict, no relationships. It was only dialogues in one room, some ugly old fat people sitting and just blah 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 blah, talking. It was so verbose. And it was complex things like politics, and not regular politics ki, okay, Hindu is bad and Muslim is good and all that shit, not like that. But it was complex politics, It was about Cold War, which most of the younger population doesn't even know anything about. It was about KGB, nobody knows about anything about it. But we took that chance.